So, Erev Tov. For the new ones, there are some new faces in the crowd, right? My name is Paz Laghai. Most of the focus here is on relationships, because that's what I do when I'm not lecturing. I do marriage coaching. So I would like to give you guys some insights into healthy, good marriages. We have a phenomenon in this generation where we lack role models for healthy, good homes. So what previous generations could perceive just by living in a good, healthy home, we have to learn the hard way from other people. So we went through a few sessions, though last week was kind of a Purim session, but we went through a few sessions. And tonight is mostly going to be questions, answers. Your questions, and it's assumed and understood that everybody that asks a question, they're asking on behalf of their friends and family. It's not that they have an issue, they ask to help out their friends and family. So you can all start with, I have a friend who has this situation, describe the situation, and we'll try to provide a solution for that situation. People who come to me for coaching, one of the assignments I send them home to do is what if. Because we all walk into relationships carrying baggage. This baggage comes in a form of fears. What if I find out this and that? What if this and that happens? One of the easiest ways to deal with what ifs is throw them out and find solutions for them. And as time passes and the solution sinks in, the fear slowly evaporates. But to get things started, I'm going to tell you guys a little something from Purim. It's not too far away from Purim to tell you guys something from Purim, right? Okay. Haman had what we would theoretically imagine would be the ideal life. Okay? Let's see. He's got wives, plenty of them. He just put out a law that forces them to respect him and love him. He became secondary to the king with full king authority, which means the king has full authority to do whatever he wants, and he gave his ring, which is the power of decision making, to Haman, which now can make any decision he wants. Doesn't have to consult the king. He's got the ring, he stamps the new law, passes it out, and everybody has to do it. Now everybody fears him and or respects him, but one way or another everyone's bowing down to him. He's got boys, he's got wealth that's enough to impress the king. Okay? He's so rich that the king is impressed by his wealth. So the guy's got everything he needs and wants. He's got people who love him, people who admire him. He gathers them all. And he tells everyone, look, I am miserable. I am completely and utterly unhappy. They ask him, why is it so? And he says, because Mordechai will not bow down to me. And that's the reason I'm miserable. Does that make sense to anyone? Why?
Because once you've reached a level where you get everything you want, when one thing doesn't happen for you, that will be the worst thing in the world.
Like a spoiled child.
Like a spoiled child. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I am one who did not receive everything I want yet, and I go out and I've got a flat tire in my car, I won't get upset.
Maybe not as upset as someone
who has everything and gets a flat tire.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But he didn't say I'm upset. He says none of it is worth anything. You see the ring, the king's ring? Worth nothing. You see all my kids? By the way, he had like 200 and something kids. Really a ridiculous number. Means nothing. You see all the honor and respect I got? Means nothing. He didn't say it bothers me. He says none of it is worth anything. I have no meaning in my life. You see this delicious steak? has no taste for me. I taste nothing in it. How could it be? Because Mordechai won't bow down to you, then the steak is not delicious anymore? Doesn't make any sense. Yes?
Two things. First, it's what you're saying for Haman is like he gets the perfect room he wanted, but it's really clean and everything is like he wanted. But like the example in where he used to put his books, there is one book missing, and he's not just focusing on that. In fact, and it's exactly the same. Like everything's perfect to him, but there is one thing going wrong, and he's only focusing on that. And so because of this, he said, like, I did everything for what? For this missing book. And
beautiful. So what you're claiming is a tunnel vision, which means everything else is there, he just can't see it. Okay, I would agree with it but in Haman's case it's a little different. You know why? Because he sat there and he counted all the wonderful things that are going on. It's not like somebody comes to him and tells him, look what a beautiful room you have. He goes, you know what, I really didn't notice it. I was focusing on the negative thing. He sat there and he counted. He says, look, I am second to the king. I am this, I'm that. I have all of this. Can't enjoy it.
yeah,
It's stopping me from being able to enjoy it. Is he just OCD?
no, because still it's like the fact that one thing is missing to him is as important as everything's here.
Okay. Okay. I'm willing to hear that. Yes.
He wanted to find something, a problem, because he was like a sick man. He wanted to.
He was looking for a problem.
Yeah.
You're extremely right, and in a minute I'll give a raya. Anybody knows what a raya is?
Idea.
Evidence, an idea, a presence of something that proves what she said. It's true. It only happens when a person looks for a problem, because the problem is completely outrageous. Okay? It is completely outrageous. You get everything, and you go to a restaurant and somebody's treating you and they invite you to a restaurant where a meal costs $250 and they serve you hand and foot with everything, right? And they're fresh out of ketchup, and you said, you know what? No point being here, I'm going home. I mean, it sounds absurd. I don't care how spoiled you are. If you'll get up and leave a $250 meal because there is no ketchup, you're in a lot of mental trouble, right? Okay, so he was looking for a problem. Hold on to that. We'll come back to it in a second. Yes?
I would also strengthen sayings. I was going to say that he was looking for a problem, but not only that, he also had a very strong hatred towards the people in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just looking for this little excuse. I don't know. It would come out in the beginning or at the end, but it was just waiting for this little tiny
Opportunity
to just
wipe it out.
And manage all his anger.
It's true that he was a known Jewish hater, but he already got approval to kill all the Jews.
So he didn't want to seem as a...
He already got approval to kill all the Jews. He had no problem. It was just the date was running. I mean, he already had approval to kill all the Jews. The king said, okay, everything was fine, and it still wasn't enough for him. Okay? So, yes?
Maybe because he was always focusing about himself. And the fact is that Moshe reminds me his failure.
Very good. You see, I was waiting around for you to bring that. I knew if I would just wait around, somebody would bring that up. Okay, so here it goes. At the end of the story, towards the end of the story, the king calls Haman and asks him a theoretical question. He tells him, look, what should be done with the person who the king really loves? And he thinks, wait, the king really loves whom? The king really loves me. So I get all my wishes granted now, right? So he tells the story of his dreams and wishes. What is Haman's paradise? In short, Haman wants to be king. Okay? not only does he want to be king, he feels that he deserves to be the king. You see that other guy who's being a king? That's just a mistake. I'm the one supposed to be king. Now it all makes sense. Because if I'm the one who's supposed to be the king, then as long as I'm not king, how can I be happy? So I can absolutely have everything, and I still won't be happy. So what's Mordechai have to do with it? Well, I have to find an excuse. I cannot show myself as a egoistic, self-centered, full of hot air person. And since I cannot show myself as that, I will find an excuse why I'm unhappy. Why am I unhappy? Because Mordechai didn't bow down to me. While the truth is what? I'm unhappy because I'm filled with negative midot. Anybody knows what midot are? I'm sorry? Traits. Traits, attributes. Okay? I'm filled with jealousy. I'm filled with inferiority. Okay? I'm filled with greed. With the hunger for more honor, more respect. And as long as a person is like that, they can never be happy. It doesn't matter what you give them. Now, if you walk up to a person, I don't want to take a victim out of the crowd, but if you walk up to a person and do that test on yourselves or on anyone else, and tell them, hey, are you happy? They won't admit it or not. They'll say, yeah, I'm pretty happy. Says, if you could have anything else in life, what else would you have? Put them in that imaginary place. And you see all kinds of things coming up. Well, I would love to have a degree and a wife and kids and this kind of a salary and live in that place and have this kind of car and ba 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 ba. And you say, okay, and if you have those things, will you be happier? Says, yes, I will be. Liar.
Why?
Because of Haman. Didn't you see? What did we learn? Haman was was the lowest of the advisors of the king. You come to him and you tell him, Haman, what would you like? He says, what do you mean, what would I like? I would love to be the first, most important advisor. You know what? I want to be secondary to the king. The king made him more than that. He said, not only are you secondary to the king, I'm giving you full ruling power. Is he happy? No, I want to be king now. He'll never be happy. Chazal say one sentence, sum it all up. יש לו מנה, רוצה 200. If a person wants $100,000, all you have to do is to make him want $200,000 is give him that $100,000. Okay? Ask a person, how much money, if you win right now in the lottery, would make you happy? Whatever sum of money they tell you, they're lying. Because the moment they have it, you know what they do? They go out, try to invest it to make more money.
But it's logic.
I'm sorry?
It's logic.
I didn't say it's not logic. But that's what makes us miserable. Because we're never happy. Okay? Now, let's make a distinction between lirtzot and lishof. Now, one is to want, the other is to aspire for. I'll give you guys an example. A person goes out and fills a lottery ticket. And in a week he's supposed to either win or lose. A person goes out and works for a whole week. Comes the end of the week, he's supposed to get a salary, right? Let's take two scenarios. The first is the working men who have labored all week. Comes time for salary and the boss tells him, sorry, no money. What's his reaction? Nachon. What else?
Depression.
Frustration. Yeah.
Frustration, anger, lashes out. What do you mean no money? I'm supposed to... Nachon? Now it depends. He's Italian, he's French, he's Spanish, okay? He's English. Okay? The guy who filled the lottery ticket shows up at the lottery booth and tell him, sorry, you didn't win. What does he say?
You said,
Oh well. What do you mean, oh well? What happened? Why doesn't he go, hey, I was supposed to win, why didn't I win? Where's my money?
because he knows already, like, he didn't do anything to achieve it. Like, he
What do you mean? He filled the lottery ticket.
Yeah, but
So what?
we
But
know.
there's like 0.01%.
Does somebody win?
Someone wins, yeah.
No, that was supposed to be me. What do you mean? You see this guy standing there? Did he win that 1.something%? That was supposed to be me.
Yeah. But the guy who was working for the boss, he was working actually, was doing actually work for someone.
Let me ask you a question. Do companies go bankrupt?
Yes.
Every day?
No.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
Every day. Going to the IRS office, every day there are people filing there for bankruptcy. The line for bankruptcy is never empty. There's always somebody there.
Yeah, but
So every day there's companies going bankrupt. So now your company went bankrupt. Why do you not accept that?
Okay, then yes.
because there's
Because
a
your
higher
future is
chance of
screwed.
getting your salary at the end of the month.
Very good. That's Mordechai. That's the excuse. You know what's the real reason? Because here you hoped and there you expected. Okay? So one of them is going to go, both of them are going home with no money. One of them is still going to have a nice day. The other one is going to have a really miserable day. Which one went home with having a nice day and no money?
Lottery guy?
The guy who hoped but didn't get. Which one is going to go home and have a miserable day and still not have money? The guy who expected. Okay, so conclusion. Secret, simple secret, simplest secret in the world for happiness. Hope, don't expect. Anything. You go outside, you should hope your car is there. Don't expect it to be there. I don't care how many times if you've gone out there and the car was there, you should still hope that it's there. And if it's not there, then it's not there.
Did you expect that someone took it?
Then you know that someone took it.
That's so terrible.
Okay?
What?
This is...
In the big
What happened?
one, and I just see it happens
What
all the
the-
time. Cars get stolen.
No?
See, no.
Yes.
Oh, come on, people, grow up. Cars get stolen, houses get burned, people get fired. This is life.
There are people guarding the parking place.
Uh-huh.
They don't. They
Someone
don't.
Okay.
crashed my...
I've got news for you too. People also die.
Someone crashed my car.
Yeah, that's right. There isn't a boring hour in the morning. Okay. Yes.
Destroy it. They don't like rich
So
people.
my question is, if you're hopeful,
Wait, give me something to throw on him. Hold on. Yeah.
okay, so if you're hopeful, it's better than if you expect. With expectation, you're going to get disappointed. I understand that. Then the question is that can you truly be happy? Are you truly happy, or is it just a facade?
Happiness is a state of mind that arrives out of one of two conditions. A, an external force acting upon you. B, an internal decision. If you work on yourself, and there are ways to work on yourself to exercise that muscle of internal will. Internal will is a muscle like any other muscle. If you exercise it, it's a strong muscle, you can decide your mood. If you don't, you're at the mercy of the other muscle of receiving happiness from others, which is a muscle we developed since we were babies. So that muscle is well developed, but you're at the mercy of others to be happy. I don't like to put my mood in the hands of other people. So I work hard, I exercise that muscle of decision, and I decide my mood.
But is that true? Is that truly being happy?
That's
So you make a
that's
decision.
no less happy than external happiness.